Hello, my name is Tom Bailey. The title of my course is Pennsylvania Educators, Your Ethical Codes and Pennsylvania Department of Education's Discipline Process. During COVID, I present this in 3 75-minute sessions, and they're online Zoom. I retired from teaching in 2018. After 26 years, I taught in private and public high schools. And then last year, I reinstated my law license to practice law in Pennsylvania, and I got this course approved for approved vendor status by PDE. I did it for two crises that exist. First, there are a record number of educator misconduct complaints being filed by citizens with PDE against Pennsylvania educators. They primarily involve violations of the Code of Ethical Conduct, 2 state statutes, and PDE regulations. I feel that if the PDE then chooses to prosecute the educators in front of the Professional Standards and Practices Commission, the educators could lose their teaching certificates. In my course then, I try to address and make very clear the provisions that are within the Code of Ethical Conduct. Code of Ethical Conduct is specifically called the Code of Professional Practice and Conduct for Educators. The 2 state statutes involved are the Code of the Public School Code and the Educator Discipline Act. I know that if educators knew what was in the Code of Ethical Conduct and those 2 state statutes, there'd be far fewer educator misconduct complaints filed. The second issue I see, the second crisis I see, is COVID. Additional responsibilities are being put on you as educators now, more than you had in March of 2020. We know that education can be lonely in that the teachers spend a lot of time just with their kids from their classes, adults from their school or their school district, and the intermediate unit or the career and technical centers where they teach. But I know that the educators, many of them are thinking of leaving teaching early. So with my class, I'm asking that the class get peer support, online learning. I feel that the course participants can share with each other what they're going through, learning again the state statutes and the Code of Ethical Conduct. But the key is they're listening to each other. They're learning from each other, and they're saying what they think. So I feel that this is the right way to address the increase in the educator misconduct being filed and trying to teach during COVID. I ask you then to watch the rest of this video, and it involves several examples of the slides that I use in the 3 sessions that I present. But first, I will show you a perfect example of what happens during our case studies. You're going to see a small group that had this class during your Christmas break last year. But please listen for the concern one member raised to our group asking for feedback. Thanks for watching.
Well, sure. If it gets out, then this is a question that it could happen, couldn't happen. We don't know. But I mean, if it gets back to the students that the teacher's talking negatively about them, it's going to change the whole classroom atmosphere, the respect that the teacher is getting from the students, obviously bringing in the school community. It's nothing but negative consequences there. If I could go a step further though.
Please.
This is a question to the group. I don't know how it's done in other districts, but we've taken this a little bit too far in our district that I teach in that if we have, and this is based on law, but if we have a student that's HIV positive in our classroom, we are not notified. we should be notified that this child has suicidal tendencies. We are not notified. Many times things that are concerning to our students and ourselves, we are not told. It is so quiet. It is so, everything's such a secret that it almost becomes dangerous to the class, to the teacher, because everything is so secretive. So we've gone, I think, full circle, and we've come back to harm ourselves in a way by keeping everything secretive. Now, obviously, this isn't the same thing, but I just, it brought it up in my mind and I thought I'd mention it. And my question is that the way it is in other places? Because I don't get a lot of outside information. Obviously, my wife teaches in the same district as me, but that everything is very hush hush, even to the point where it endangers us in our classrooms.
FERPA, the federal law, talks about the exceptions to the privacy. And one is mental and physical health dangers to the student. Suicide was one of those. If you as a staff member know of a situation, you're required, of course, to report it. And also you are to share it because of the potential. Well, I don't know about HIV, but I would know that the one you referenced, the mental health issues, you're supported by FERPA, I think, on that. You could look into FERPA, but I don't know how districts are actually enforcing this, or do you get in service on this? We had maybe 5 minutes at the beginning of a school year. Don't talk about the students, and that was it. I think once or twice.
Yeah, that's the part that we get. We do get that part, yes.